football.
Hello. Well, you join us just as we're pretending to laugh at something.
Last week, you may remember that we showed you a sketch about filming a bed scene.
In which Julia portrayed a woman who'd never ever achieved an orgasm. And very convincingly, I thought, as well.
Thank you, Rory.
Anyway, this led to a sort of debate about what a female orgasm actually sounds like, and we invited you to send in tapes.
And all week, the orgasms have just been flooding in.
So please, no more. We really are up to here.
We've got the last batch here, and just picking one at random, I've got Sergeant James Phillips from Port Stanley, and this is his girlfriend.
Moving quickly on, this is one from a PC Nigel Simpson of the Metropolitan Police Surveillance Squad, and he sent this little offering.
Oh, you nicked, big boy.
Well, enough of orgasms, and now sport.
Welcome back. And the big show-jumping story of the night, National Panasonic wins the Williams and Glyn's Trophy. That's National Panasonic riding his horse, Johnson's Panty Shields. And at this point, we were due to have shown you the Frank Bruno fight, but unfortunately, we can no longer do so due to excessive exploitation of advertising space on the soles of Frank's boots. So instead, we're going to winning goal from the West German Cup final. FC Eau de Cologne are in the white shirts, attacking the goal to the left.
Und Heinz nimmt den Ball zu Persil. Persil Automatik am Volkswagen Scirocco durch zu Crispy Crunchy Chocky Pops. Crispy Crunchy Chocky Pops. Oh, Crispy Crunchy Chocky Pops. Oh, the goal.
That was a lovely goal. Now, we're lucky enough to have within the studio tonight two characters who'll need no introduction to all you football fans, both of whom have just finished a long, grueling season in Germany. Is the game very different over there, Mitch?
Do you mind using my full name? It's Michelin SB45 Crossply, Ian. The safer tyre.
Ray.
Deals.
Pardon?
Radials. Dunlop radials. For better grip in the wet.
But still not as safe as Michelin.
What, Dunlop?
No, Michelin are safer.
Dunlop?
But in a strictly footballing sense, lads, what drew you to the Bundesliga?
Well, for me, Ian, it was definitely the challenge. It was definitely the sort of higher level of technical ability. And I think, basically, it was the 100 Deutschmarks I get every time I mention Dunlop on television.
It's the same for me with Michelin.
That's incredibly sort of Dunlop, isn't it, that
In
whole
a
thing?
Michelin sort of way.
Are we likely to see you back in English football in the near future?
I don't really Dunlop.
I definitely Michelin, so I think I've nearly sorted out terms with United.
Manchester?
No, biscuits.
Biscuits, yes. Thank you, lads. Well,
No Michelin it.
Dunlop.
this afternoon we witnessed the epic of the 1984 Cup final, and now the tension starts to build as we approach the epic pageant which will be the 1985 Cup final, and which Barry Dawson will preview for us now.
Hello, well, only an exciting 364 days to go before next year's big match. And with me is, of course, someone who could prove to be a key figure in that match. Are you nervous?
Yep.
Are you superstitious?
No, I'm not, no.
And what about sex? Do you abstain from sex before a big match?
Never, no.
Will you be shaving before next May?
I should be, yes, I hope so.
Over here we have the joker of the team. Anything funny happened to you today?
Not much.
Well, he's on cracking good form, isn't he? Moving on now. No, you're a key figure, you know. Are you afraid of meeting wolves?
I haven't had much experience yet.
Oh, I see. Is it true that Bobby Robson's got his eye on you?
Truth he?
Who's he, exactly? Who is Bobby Robson? That's a good one. Well, I'm going to have to stop you there, but good luck to you all, and I think we can now go live to Jack. So you're on.
Well, hello there. And today I'm going to show you a very simple but highly enjoyable form of hunting. Now for this, all you need is a gun and a dog. Now, as in any form of hunting, the most important thing is stealth and cunning, because the prey is always on the alert. Morning. Now, if I can just get downwind of the beast here and get me eye line right, and I can just about get him in me. Now the chase is really up.
I just want to say, I think what the police did to Mrs. Scargill was wrong. I mean, why did they force her to go back to that man? It probably took her years to escape in the first place. I can't understand it. He's the most evil man in the country, and they're letting him have a wife. They didn't even give her a crucifix. At this very moment, as I speak, he's probably at it with her, turning her into one of the living dead. Now, I'm not a very violent person, but I think the time has come for the police to get a warrant, break into his house, open up his coffin and drive something wooden through his heart. Perhaps then things will get back to normal.
One of the most disturbing aspects of modern life is stress. There's no getting away from it. Or is there?
Sorry, Tony, to interrupt you there, sort of mid-monologue, as it were. But I've unearthed something of a scandal, actually. A scandal which I think you should be aware of here and also at home. Tony.
Yeah?
How would you describe this?
Oh, it's a blue, short-sighted hippopotamus sucking a fish, I suppose.
Yeah. Where's it from?
People's Republic of China.
Yep. And what's this?
Oh, that's a rubber kipper.
A rubber kipper. Where from?
China.
Yep. And where's this little masterpiece from? And what is it?
It's a plastic doggy-doo.
Yeah.
It's from China.
Yeah. All from China.
Yeah.
And all bought by him over there. Cameraman 2. Camera 4, can you see camera 2, please? Can we just see this man in his true colours, please? Can we? Thank you. What the hell do you think you're playing at, eh?
Yeah.
Eh? Look at this lot. I mean, what must the Chinese think of us, eh? Buying all this crap. The nation of Victoria, of Churchill, of Zola Budd, eh? I'll tell you what they must think of us, mate. They must think that we come home every night from the dole queue, right? Slip on great mounds of fake doggy poo, spend a whole evening winding up these little things before tucking in to a great plate of piping hot rubber kippers. Well, hope you're satisfied. Sorry, Tony. What?
One of the most disturbing aspects of modern life is stress. There's no getting away from it. Or is there? I'm going to illustrate a few simple mental techniques which can relax you and obviate stress. Technique number 1 is called displacement. You simply isolate your fears and anxieties and then think about something completely different. So, for instance, you concentrate on a beautiful tropical island fringed by white sandy beaches, and this vision prevents you thinking about your work, the things you haven't done, the fact that if you don't get the roof fixed soon, a slate's going to fall off and kill a child. And why is it that whenever anyone else comes up with an idea, everyone says, oh, great, marvellous, but whenever it's your idea, no matter how brilliant it is, everyone simply ignores yours. They patronise you in that incredibly stupid voice which tells you you're a complete idiot. I mean, you expect it from the blokes who sound nauseatingly macho and always pulling women non-stop. You thought that Julia would have been a bit more sensitive, and if I start crying, that's my credibility right out the window. and any other worries you may have. A technique for relieving really acute stress is self-hypnosis, whereby, at a given signal, the brain simply shuts down and you drift into a brief but highly relaxing slumber. Now, obviously, the important thing here is to be able to control exactly when you fall asleep.
Well, Doctor, how is he?
Well, it's still very difficult to say at this stage, Mr. Cooper.
Is there any improvement, Doctor?
I'd be lying if I said there was some improvement, but having said that, although he hasn't improved, he certainly hasn't stayed the same.
Look, Doctor, we have to know.
Tell me, Mr. Cooper, has your son got a history of serious illness?
Yes.
Do you think I could borrow it for a few minutes? I want to look up something.
Is he getting better? Is he getting worse? Is he going to die?
Mr. Cooper, we physicians always try and avoid using words like going. It's got unpleasant lavatorial overtones. Going to the loo.
How can you be so unfeeling, Doctor?
Mrs. Cooper, I know what you're going through. Just because I'm a doctor doesn't mean to say I don't know how people feel. Believe me, I know how people feel. I felt hundreds of them. They're all sort of warm and flobbery. And
For Christ's sake, man or son, tell us.
We're going to have to be brave. We're going to have to face facts. Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, your son will never be able to have puppies.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
Perhaps if you left us alone for a couple of minutes, Mrs. Cooper.
Yes.
Perhaps a cup of tea now.
I'm terribly sorry about that, Mrs. Cooper. Mr. Cooper, I didn't like to say anything in front of your wife.
I understand, Doctor. Now, what is the problem?
Well, the truth is, I'm gay. Hopelessly so. And I think I'm in love with you, and just tell me now whether you're prepared to leave your wife and come and live with me at the cottage in Barnstable. If yes, that's terrific. If no, then I'll leave the area, I'll take a holiday, I'll stop pestering you. But please no, Mr. Cooper, Gerald. There's all... Some good news and some bad news, Mrs. Cooper.
Oh, what's the bad news?
Your son won't make it.
What's the good news?
I'm having it off with my receptionist.
I thought you were gay.
So's he.
Doctor! Doctor, look, you've got to tell us.
I'm afraid your son has become a complete... Very well, see for yourself. David, could you step in here a moment? Thank you.
Well?
What's wrong with him?
Caterpillars.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please, for our special guest star, Mr. Oliver Reed. And, talking of vegetables, this time of year is very good for the caterpillar.
It was all right, wasn't it? He's still upset.
It's just phoning up this afternoon like that. I mean, and it's all off.
I know. And it's not the first time he's done it. I mean, there have been other girls.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
Used them, then ditched them. Coup. He did it to her. Katie Rabet.
He is under a lot of pressure.
Oh, come on, Julia. Just because he's third in line for the throne doesn't mean to say he can start treating people like that.
Just, he promised me so much, you know. I mean, that's what's so
Julia.
upsetting.
Julia, with all due respect, he wouldn't want to get lumbered with someone like you, would he? Common.
I'm not common.
No, but technically, to him, you're a commoner, aren't you?
I suppose I was just naive. I mean, he's obviously just got a thing about actresses.
Well, there you are. Actresses. It's their reputation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, goers.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, sorry. No disrespect. Look, Julia, you're a very good-looking girl.
Well, he's very handsome.
Yeah, in a grotesque sort of way, I suppose.
He's got very intelligent eyes.
Couldn't get into Cambridge.
No, no, he didn't want to go.
Oh, yeah.
No, they didn't do the course he was interested in.
What, screwing actresses?
That's really not fair.
I'm sorry.
Rory.
I blame his dad, you know. Philip. He's Greek.
He's not Greek.
Come on.
Well, he's not proper Greek. Mind you, there's a horrible smell of kebabs that comes out of his room.
You've actually slept at the palace?
Yeah. Well, not that you can get much sleep, what with the noise of the bouzouki and the smashing plates.
So what's it like then, you and Andrew, you know?
Rory?
No, come on. No, tell me. No, what's it like, you know, when you're actually, I mean, what does he... I mean...
But listen, I will tell you one thing.
What?
He has got the most enormous... start a conversation in France.
Bonjour, mon brave, hein? Ça va?
Hello. Do you speak English?
Comment?
English! Do you speak English?
Did you remember? Note how important it is, once you realise the person doesn't understand, to repeat what you've said very loudly to get him annoyed. Shall we all try that? English! Do you speak English? Very good. Now we know our Frenchman doesn't speak English, we can say whatever we like. As long as we say it nicely. For example...
Ha yes. Your mother,
Oh, yeah.
your mother, yes. She must have slept with a short-sighted donkey, yes.
Bobby Charlton.
Yes.
All together, your mother must have slept with a short-sighted donkey. Very good. What fun you can have with foreigners. Next week, practical German and the correct use of the phrase, Oi, Adolf!
Hello, I'm Damian Davidson. As the debate rages about motorway safety, I'm here with Mr. George Masters, whose wife and 2 children were tragically killed in the pile-up yesterday on the M4 just outside Swindon. George, I know this is a very harrowing time for you, but how do you feel about this terrible thing that's happened to you?
Stunned.
Yes.
Shattered.
And shattered. How shattered exactly?
Sorry.
How shattered would you say you were?
Very, very shattered.
To the point of being desolate?
Well, I suppose.
You'd say you were desolate then?
Yes.
Very desolate or just sort of medium desolate? On a scale of 1 to 10, George, how desolate would you say that you were? 10. So, are you going to end it all now, or do you think you'll carry on for a bit? This is Damian Davidson with George Masters, who's feeling sick as a pig.
I never said sick as a pig.
And now it's time for the Wheel of Libel.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that big moment of the show again, the Wheel of Libel. Another totally unprovoked libelous attack on any one of these people.
So now it's time to
Spin that wheel! Who's it going to be, Phil?
It's very exciting. It could be absolutely anybody.
Anybody at all.
Any one of these names on this wheel this week. I wonder who's going to be, Julia.
Well, Phil, you're going to tell us?
It's Leon. It's Julie Andrews. Can we have the Julie Andrews envelope, please? Julia, you read it.
Thanks.
Right, honey, Joe.
Julie Andrews is such an ugly Home Secretary that he's banned from London Zoo in case he sexually excites the warthogs.
Thank you, Phil. Well, now it's time for our celebrity interview spot. And this week we're lucky enough to have with us an actor, one of the country's most versatile actors. He's a National Theatre player and a very well-known face on your TV screens in both comedy and drama. Will you welcome, please, Mr. Martin Jarvis?
A marvellous audience.
They're good, aren't they? Very good indeed.
Terrific. Incredible.
Martin.
Yes.
2 years at the National.
This is true.
That's right. The question we'd all like to ask you is, have you just farted?
I thought you had.
Sorry. I'm trying to interview a star and somebody has farted. I don't want you lot. Sorry, Martin. Embarrassed.
It's all right.
My embarrassment. I'm sorry.
Mine.
No, sorry. Martin, so
Yes.
what are you working on at the moment?
Well, I'm just finishing off a film in Paris for the Americans.
Sorry. Somebody is flicking paper at the back of my neck. It's one of you lot, isn't it? It's one of you lot is flicking paper. Come on, which one is it? One of you, there's a group of you. I can't, we haven't got long, all right? So just, it's you, you're the ringleader. Sorry. Come here. Come with me. Come on. I'm sorry. Don't, please, no, don't encourage him. Come on. Over here. Now listen, can I interview this man? Don't get him. Martin, don't. Okay. No, please, come on, it's not very clever. What's your name?
Nigel.
You ever been on television?
No.
Exactly.
Don't worry.
You just not a peep at me because I'm trying to interview
Martin Jarvis.
Sorry, yes. Right. Sorry, that's terribly rude of me.
No,
sorry, everybody.
You're right.
No,
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you about this film?
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about it. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's directed by a brilliant
Stop,
director.
Martin. Sorry, love.
What?
There's somebody scuffling their feet. Somebody over here. Can we have everybody take their shoes off, please? Come on. Take shoes off. Everybody take their shoes off. Come on. And you, come on. No, not you, Martin. Sorry. Sorry.
No.
Oh, hang on. On second thoughts, could you put them back on again? That was worse than the fart.
I think that's what it was, actually.
Sorry, Martin.
No.
Now, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
Well, yes, it was the film that I've just finished, actually.
Right.
Phone man,
Yeah,
if you're
right.
interested.
Good. No, tell us a bit about it.
Well, it's about a man who starts a little business in Paris, an Englishman. What's all this?
Sorry, sorry, Martin. It's a gnat or something. It's being close to the river. They come in.
Oh, I see.
No, there it is. You can see it there.
Yes, I can. There we go.
Keep still. Keep still.
Yeah, look.
Martin, brilliant. I mean, multi-talented, this boy. Thanks. Yeah. Sorry, now, about this film. You're in France, is it, you're filming?
We've just finished, actually, but...
Sorry, I'm going to have to stop you there. We're running out of time. We have to go to the break. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Jarvis!
They're for her, they're for him, they're for me, they're for you, they're for everyone. Sit better, walk better, look better, feel better. With Arses. You can wiggle them, you can pinch them, make noises with them, you can talk through them. Arses. Even sell jeans with them.
Hello. Are you a successful businessman like me? And are your TV commercials made by agencies with overpaid so-called actors? Ha ha. Well, why not join us, store managing directors of Dunstable, and become one of the growing army of directors who do their own advertisements? You know, like the bloke who does that car one. Yes. No. It's a Donald. We'll show you how. You can either read the guff of this, or you can just learn it off by heart. Yes, you will sound real and sincere and genuine, and people will regard you highly. So, why not write to us on this address? Or phone us. What do you mean, hurry up? Look, Sunbeam, I'm paying for this. I shall give them my phone number in my own good...
I tell you what, though, it's all go today, innit? You see this lot? I know. I'm surprised this government can run this country with half of them apparently cavorting around gay bars, touching up the Metropolitan Police Force.
I know. I thought you couldn't be a copper if you was, you know, a shirt lifter.
Hey?
You know, if you was a bit,
No. The police, right, hang around gay bars and toilets.
Oh, yeah.
Picking up men on purpose.
Oh, why?
So they can arrest them.
Oh.
Simple, innit?
Tough life being a copper, though, isn't it?
I mean, certainly is.
1 minute you've got a miner bleeding all over your uniform.
Yeah.
And the next minute you've got your tongue down the ear of some high-ranking public figure.
Yeah.
Uncanny.
It's no picnic. I'll tell you something else as well, come here. It's a well-known fact that all Tory MPs have to be puffs.
Oh, why? And all Labour MPs are poking the secretaries.
Correct.
Suppose the alliance swings both ways, does it?
We're talking about politics, pal, not building societies, all right?
I'm surprised they ever get time to do any legislating with all this shagging.
I know. I'm surprised they just don't have done with it to stick a red light outside the House of Commons.
True.
I think you're painting a really simplistic picture of the contemporary sexual landscape, you know.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, listen. 1 in 3 people nowadays have had some form of gay encounter.
It's not me, pal.
Well, it's not me, pal.
Don't look at me.
Why not? You're both quite attractive blokes.
What have you got?
Straight.
Straight.
Pair of queens.
I just want to say one thing. I think there should be more short people in television. Oi. Hello? I'm down here. Hello. Well, now I'd like a big round of applause, please, for these 6 lovely people who are going to help us with our next item. Yes, please, come on. Yes. Now. Now, sir, what's your name?
Brian.
Brian, terrific. And where do you come from?
Greenwich.
Greenwich, that's lovely. Have you got any friends here this evening at all? Any pals here?
Yeah, I've got my wife over there, yeah.
Terrific. That's lovely.
Who's your next of kin, Brian? Is it your wife?
Well, it will be the wife. Tony, why don't you just go off and get ready for the... I want to reassure you here now that these people are in no danger whatsoever, okay? It's a very simple family game. You're not all from the same family, are you? No. Good. Terrific. The idea is terribly, terribly simple. Tony here, from this ramp, if you stand perfectly still, will leap over you on his motorbike. It's all very, very simple. Okay, Rocker? Quick test run here. Yeah. Okay. Can you all just bunch up a bit more, please? That's terrific. Okay, that's lovely. All right. Well, I want to tell you something now that we're all... Tony, come here, mate. We're all terribly proud of Tony because yesterday he broke the indoor world motorcycle jump record by leaping over 3 people.
Pity there were 6 in the line.
Yeah, Tone. The big jump, mate, okay?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Oh, hang on. We don't want to break these little fellas, do we? National health jobs. Okay. Right, okay, Tony, off you go. Rocker Robinson, the big jump. Okay, Tone. Daredevil Robinson. Okay. Well, while Tony gets in position, I just want to ask you a couple of questions. Is anybody here from... Are you from Booper? Okay. Well, as our Daredevil gets into position, will you join us after the break to see if Rocker Robinson can pull off the big jump? Okay, after the break. Tony, not now, love. Hang on, hang on!
Welcome back. All right, lads. Well, there's been a slight technical hitch here. If any of you have relatives who are in the Who Dares Wins audience tonight and are worried, could you please ring this number? It's the Incident Room, Limehouse Studios, 01246 8091.
Jim?
Tony.
How was that?
You did very, very well. You did your best.
Look, I really grazed myself.
I know. Well, you're a brave little soldier, mate. That's all you. Brave little soldier.
Buenas tardes. My name is Jose Antonio Tejada Romero. I was born and still live in a little pueblecito called Santa Maria de los Dolores, 100 miles southeast of Mexico City. My father died when I was 2. My mother struggled to bring up myself and my 7 brothers and sisters by scraping a poor living from the soil. Till she too passed away. Floods followed droughts. Droughts followed floods. Till all our possessions, our livelihood, was washed away, or else was scorched by the ruthless Mexican sun. So why then, you may ask, am I proposing to stand as Tory MP for Hemel Hempstead?
Johnny. The whips. The whips, Johnny.
Oi. Wake up. You just said something about Johnny and some whips.
Did I?
Yeah.
I remember. I was dreaming, and I was at the races, and Johnny Frankham, the jockey, he was riding, and he had these whips that turned into snakes.
Really?
Yes, it was horrible.
Yeah, it must have
horrid,
been.
horrid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I woke you.
It's all right. Good night.
Good night.
You just said he's not the real father now.
Did I?
Yes. You were dreaming.
I was
weren't you?
dreaming.
Yeah,
I was dreaming. I remember, and
Yeah.
there was this monster,
yeah.
impersonating a priest. Only I was the only one who didn't know that he was the real
father. Yeah. Incredible, isn't it?
It was horrid.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Good night.
Good night. No. No, he won't find out in a million years.
Right. What's going on?
What?
Come on, you're having an affair with someone called Johnny who's got a whip thing.
You're accusing me of...
And he's...
There's no trust in our relationship. That's always been the problem. There's no trust.
Don't cry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm a bit touchy.
I'm sorry.
Come here.
Well, Alan, excited about appearing at Wembley? What about that first round draw? Nervous?
Who's the... How do you get in my bedroom?
How's the groin strain? Still giving you a bit of jip?
Who's this guy?
You are Alan Abbott, midfield supremo of Yeovil Town?
Yeah.
Yes, you're first on my list, alphabetically. Now, what about this big cup final next year, eh? Apparently you get really sick before big matches.
Yeah, not a year before that, mate. I mean, right.
Well, he's a cool customer. Let's talk to the little lady. Are you going to be there at Wembley rooting for Alan?
Oh, yes, I expect so.
I'd like to cut you off there. I'd like to bring in Jimmy Greaves, if I may. Jimmy, how's Alan's groin strain looking for you?
Well, Buzz, it looks pretty good from here. What do you think? What do you think, Saint? Well, Jimmy, I think you're absolutely correct.
I'd like to cut you off there, Saint, and bring in Jackie Charlton, if he's there.
George Bentley is a specialist. He is a professional embarrassment.
I regard myself as one of the top professional embarrassments in the country. My speciality is shouting.
Honey Christ!
Of course, the secret is knowing what to shout. I mean, you can't beat biblical oaths for embarrassing people.
Jezebel!
Though another good angle is guilt.
I know what you've been doing, you bastard.
Works every time.
Hello, Colin. Hi, George. Nice to see you. What are you doing in this neck of the woods? First time I've done all that.
Colin here is with the same agency as me. Our agency deals with all the top professional embarrassments. I mean, all the really star names. Actually, I can earn quite good money. Lately, I've been experimenting with the catering industry.
I'm sorry, mate. Nothing's coming all right. Go away, please. Please. Will you just please go away? Please. Go. Go. Come inside and sit down, please. Please, just take this £10 note and just go away, please. Just get out, please. Beelzebub!
Embarrassing really is a terrific career. I just couldn't think of doing anything else.
Well, I'm here with Jackie Charlton in your favourite room, Jack.
Well, yeah, it's my trophy room, and it's a collection I'm really proud of.
Tell us a little bit about this fella here.
Well, this fella here is the Tibetan Gnu.
Fierce-looking chap.
Aye, it was a difficult shot as well. Had to get it real close, like, you know, and squeeze both barrels of the gun through the bars of the cage, you know? A tough shot.
And what about this one over here?
Oh, well, I bogged him soon afterwards, like. Another very difficult shot, because he was leaping up and down, like, you know, shaking his fist, saying something about the only one left in captivity or something like that. I couldn't really work out what.
If you had a favourite, Jack, which would it be?
Well, it would have to be this one over here. My first ever kill, I bogged him when I was playing for Leeds United. Of course, I didn't use a gun.
No, Don Revie was very strict about taking firearms onto the pitch.
He was indeed. He used to say to the lads, he said, if you can't conceal it in your shorts, it's not going on. So what I did, I sort of stabbed him as he went up for a corner, like, you know. Aye.
And what about this one over here?
Well, he's my next-door neighbour.
And when did you shoot him?
Well, I haven't shot him. He just likes to pop in from time to time, like, you know.
Sons of Beelzebub!
Mind you, from here, I could just about clip his brain, couldn't I? Okay, just keep it right this tonight.
Who knows when people fall in love? Why did I fall for you? It's a puzzle, but I don't know the reason why. Baby, baby, you're my guy. You're not perfect, you're no angel. You sometimes drive me to despair. You play silly games, call me names, pretend that you just don't care. You can be so very heartless, though you're gentle, kind in bed. The loving way you place that paper bag over my head says you're my guy. You're my guy. Who knows why I feel all aglow when I hear your name? Oh, how I love your silly jokes, like when you had me certified insane. Oh, those 6 months in Broadmoor, they just flew by, 'cause I knew that, baby, you're my guy. You make me feel so foolish, you make me feel quite dumb, like the time I came home early, caught you screwing with my mom. So many times you've hurt me and told me it's goodbye. Remember when you punched my face and blinded my left eye? You made me cry, but you're my guy. Had so many good times, Athens for that week. How I laughed, dear, when you told me you'd sold me to that Greek. You always scream, we're through. You don't mean it, I just know. And even though you may burn my clothes, well, babe, I'll never go. Okay, so you make me walk 10 yards behind, but I don't mind, as long as you're my
My deepest condolences, Jean. I'd just like to say how sorry I was to hear about your husband.
Thank you.
Tell me, before he died, did he mention my Procol Harum album?
Tragedy. Jean. Did Ralph say anything before he...
Yes. His last words were, "Don't tell me how to change a plug."
He was a great man. He was like a brother to me, you know.
Me too.
He was the same age as me.
We had lots in common.
Went to the same school.
He had the same chest size as me.
We went out with the same girls, for God's sake.
And the same collar size, come to think of it, 16 and a half.
Come on. Why were you all looking so down in the mouth, eh? He had a good innings. You know, like both of them. Quick 30 then out, eh?
Where do you think he is? He's up there now, on the mantelpiece.
Oh, I'd just like to thank you for everything you've done today, and please pass on my thanks to your men. Yes, thank you.
For whom the toll bells.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a nice painting. Do you think it's original?
First Kennedy, then Lennon, now Ralph.
Come on. Ralph wouldn't want to see all these long faces, would he? Now, I've got a great idea. Let's all play charades. Now, I'll start, OK? What's this?
Film. 3 words.
3 words.
First word.
Ralph!
Dead. Death. Third word.
Oh, Death in Venice. Excuse me.
I'll make some tea.
Now that you're...
Thank you.
You wouldn't catch me being cremated. It's not right.
It's probably not his ashes in there. They wait till they've got a full load and then burn them.
He's probably all mixed up with Pakistanis and dead sparrows.
Mind your back, Stan.
Excuse me, Jean, I know this isn't the right time, but was he in great pain at the end?
Oh, no, no. He went out like a light. Well, with the lights, actually, and the television, fridge, the video.
Must have been awful.
Was. I was recording Chariots of Fire at the time. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Tea up. The sun has got his hat on. Hip, 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 hooray. Come on, girls, cheer up. Ralph was never gloomy, was he? I mean, he was a real live wire. Get it? Live wire.
I thought the service was a bit informal.
I didn't like the final blessing.
What was it the vicar said?
See you later, alligator.
It's not right.
There were things I should have told him, you know. I mean, I should have told him I respected him. I should have told him I loved him.
Yeah.
I should have told him that brown is live and blue is neutral, you know.
You're right, you got enough food and drink.
Yes, it's been lovely.
I blame Jewel in the Crown.
Another cremation.
It's not right.
Now your holiday.
Look, I'm really sorry, but I haven't actually heard anything you're saying.
I'm sorry, I said, now that your husband's dead, would you mind coming round the back for a quick fuck?
I mean, I can almost feel that he's here, you know.
He is here.
I can almost sense his presence in a funny way, you know.
Yeah.
It's very distinctive tea. Is it Earl Grey?
I don't know. I got it out of this caddy.
Well, I will say this for Ralph. He always made a lovely cup of tea.